Now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Father Jerry. It's Wednesday. Today's January, what? 3rd?
Fourth.
2023. So Merry Christmas again, everybody, because we are still in the Christmas season, by the way, Catholics. And Happy New Year. You know, so by the way, if you think about it, there's that song, The 12 Days of Christmas, that everybody knows about. Mm-hmm. See, we're still in the 12 days. So we are on day 9 maybe, or whatever it is. So that's 9 maids of milking, or that's 8. I don't know, whatever it is. But
9 ladies dancing.
9 ladies dancing.
8 maids of milking.
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a laying. 5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. 3 red hens. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge.
You know who the partridge in the pear tree references?
No.
First day of Christmas, Jesus.
Oh.
Partridge is Jesus. Each one is some
Should I have known that?
I don't know. Each one has some significance. So with our faith, that's how they would tell the story about Christmas for 12 days.
Huh.
Each one means something. I don't know. If you want to know what the 12 days mean for our Christian references, then Google it. 12 days Christmas. Christian.
So, email us and let us know which fine.
So
sum it up.
Yeah. So I hope everybody had a good time. It's continuing. Mm-hmm. That's why we didn't have a video last Wednesday, because we were still in the midst of it, and some people in our offices were not working last week.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I was here when we weren't working.
You were.
Yeah.
There's always something to do.
Yeah.
So, yes. And so that means this weekend we are concluding the Christmas season with the Feast of the Epiphany on Sunday. And it's strange the way that Christmas falls, since it was on a Sunday. That means we still celebrated, but the Feast of the Holy Family, which normally would be on a Sunday around Christmas time, was not on a Sunday. It was on a Friday. And then, what's the other one? Oh, Baptism of the Lord would normally be the last Sunday, but Epiphany takes precedence over that because of the way, anyway, so church calendar stuff. So that means this coming Sunday will be the last time you'll get to see all the beautiful nativity scene and the poinsettias in the church. If you come to 10 o'clock Mass Sunday morning, you can take some poinsettias home with you, because we're going to need to get rid of those and get back to ordinary time. So anyway, everybody knows that Pope Benedict went on to God this past weekend on Saturday morning, 95 years old. So, of course, I've been reading a lot about him recently. Hopefully you have too. I keep finding out new things. I was just telling Christy that, he was obviously was from Germany, the first German pope, and I don't know how many, if ever, maybe it's ever. Pope JP2 was the first pope from Poland.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Benedict was the first one from German. You know, if it's the first German pope, then that's just wrong, because Germans rule the world, right?
They do. We do.
We shouldn't say that, because Hitler thought he did. So, but anyway, Pope Benedict was in the seminary when the war broke out. And so since he's from Germany, he, of course, was in the Nazi army. But then he left. He left the army. And if you were a deserter back then, the penalty was death. So he left anyway. And he was actually caught by some German soldiers crossing a bridge trying to get back to his home. But in his own memoirs, he wrote about the fact that he says that obviously the soldiers were as tired as I was with the war, so they just gave me a pass. And anyway, he obviously made it back home and finished up and was ordained a priest, and anyway, on and on and on. So he's actually one of the greatest theologians our church has had in a long, long time. So even before he was Pope, Pope John Paul II brought him to the Vatican to be the prefect for the doctrine of the faith. So that means he's the person who would make sure the Catholics around the world were following the rules, the guidelines, especially about morality and faith. And so he was, one of the things I just read here was most people, if they knew about the Catholic Church, would see him as the great doctor of no. So, because he had a doctorate, and part of what he was helping the church to understand, or people to understand, was what we should not be doing, and of course what we should be doing. So, but of course, people always look on the kind of the negative aspects of that. So, but one of the things that, if people think that the Pope, especially maybe Benedict, but any Pope or any priest, we all can be prideful, I guess, in life. But a lot of people might say that about him because he was in charge of those kind of things. But the fact that he resigned his pontificate, which the first time in 600 years a Pope ever did that, that shows how humble he was, that it wasn't about him. It wasn't about him continuing in that office, but he felt like he just couldn't do it anymore mentally and physically, so he said, it's time for me to move on. So I think that says a lot about the man right there. But anyway, so we're going to remember him tomorrow, Thursdays, when the funeral is in Vatican, at the Vatican. And so we are having a special rosary at 7:45 tomorrow morning here in the church. Deacon Chris will be leading that, especially for the intention of the soul of Pope Benedict. And then we're having a Mass of the Dead at 8:15, our normal Mass time, but it's going to be different. We're going to be using the same scripture readings that they're using at the funeral in Rome, and I'll be talking about that with our whole school.
Only in English.
Oh, yes. What was it? They said...
Spanish.
Because Christy's doing the first reading, and they're doing it in Spanish.
Yeah, no.
And then some stuff in Latin.
Latin.
German, of course. They were doing the petitions, at least one of them in German.
German. The petitions were German. I think the gospel was Latin.
Yeah, and I won't be doing that in Latin.
I know. So...
That's typical of every... You've been to Mass in Rome.
Yeah.
So any Mass there at the Vatican, they have all different languages anyway, usually represented. So anyway, so we're doing those two things tomorrow morning, Thursday, and then Friday night, which is our normal First Friday Holy Hour. We're going to have a Holy Hour specifically focused on Pope Benedict, with some of the readings from his many, many writings, as well as just kind of a reflection on his life, as well as just time for prayer. So we'll remember him in that way. So join us if you can. That would be great. So what else? We have a lot more coming up. Actually, a lot. This month of January
is a lot.
Is a lot. Several new things, new opportunities, new gatherings to gain information. So like next week, we have a special thing here, an information night about foster parenting, foster families. Just kind of bringing that out there as a good opportunity for people. This coming Sunday, we have the first of 3 trainings for liturgical ministers, specifically and only for the lectors, the people who proclaim the word, the acolytes are our servers, and the extraordinary ministers of communion are those who help with communion. So I'm going to be writing and talking a lot about this in the next couple of months. So once Lent begins on February 22nd, we're going to be making some changes during the Mass, specifically with focusing more on what the church calls the rubrics. So those are the little directions and how we do things. Especially as the Universal Church focus on a greater reverence for the Eucharist, I think some of those little things that we do at Mass really matter. So a lot of times people just see what we do and they don't know why. So we're going to be talking about that, explaining why we do it and making sure we're doing it according to the Church. Pope Benedict would be very happy about it because
he would
definitely focusing on the guidelines or what the Church asks us to do, especially as us priests. So we have 3 trainings coming up. One is this Sunday at 11 o'clock. And then one on Thursday, the 19th in the evening. I don't know
6.
when. Something
6.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
6. And then Saturday, the 21st in the morning.
9:30.
9:30. Thank you, Christy.
You're welcome.
So we ask any of those ministries, lectors, acolytes, and extraordinary ministers, please come to one of those 3 trainings because you guys, there's quite a few different things. And then a week from this Saturday, our Knights of Columbus, one of the new things coming up is we're having a chili feed after the Saturday night Mass. So you can come for chili, but it's also going to be a chili competition. So if you make a mean chili in your house or a really good chili, you want to enter into the competition, you need to let the Knights know ahead of time, I guess. Mm-hmm. But we can try their chili and try some of the other stuff too. So look for the bulletin for more information about that coming up. And then just a lot more. There's a lot more coming up in the future too. A lot of fun stuff. But you know, all these new things we have are different things that are going on here. It doesn't mean that there's any more stress for you or
No, we're good.
Right, Christy?
Right, we're good.
Yeah.
We're happy. Happy New Year.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who wanted to, let's get a lot going. So we are.
So we are. A lot. Happy problems. I guess, to do that stuff.
Yeah.
So what else? What else, Christy? What do you want to talk about?
Well, we got trivia coming up.
I
The
got trivia
18th.
night coming
And then the 24th, young adults. People 20, I think we decided 23 to 30. If you're interested, they're going to do a wine and cheese kickoff to see about starting that program back up. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
A lot of new things.
That'd be awesome.
Young people, getting them involved.
Christy's daughter just walked in.
Oh,
We're doing our video.
come in.
Do you want to come in and say hi to your mother real quick? She's behind the scene. Just don't come by me and then nobody will see you unless you want to be seen.
Hi. Hi.
Food's on the counter.
Thank you.
Very good. Bye,
Bye.
Kennedy.
She brought me my lunch.
Oh, what a good daughter.
She's so well trained. That's so funny.
Everybody knows. Christine.
Right?
Yeah, so, anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good times.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
What's
All right.
happening?
Nothing too exciting today. I didn't wear my outfit.
No,
My
kids
elf
are back
outfit,
tomorrow.
Or kids come back tomorrow. Yeah. Good stuff. So.
We'll have that back in the building.
Yeah. So I think that's it, everybody, for this week at least. As always, keep yourself informed. We'll do our best to help you with things as well. Look in the bulletin. Look on our website. If you need anything, let us know. We're here to help you and work together. So God bless you guys. Have a good rest of the week.